What's up, YouTube fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey, and I'm Shakira. So, it's Sunday, and we just had daylight savings time, so our clock was reset back 1 hour, so we got an hour back. So, what would normally be 2:24 is now 1:24. Yay! Whatever. Anyway, so I've noticed a very, very annoying trend every Friday for the last few weeks. No matter how good I've been doing during the week, I apologize, it's really loud. Lots of really loud cars like to go back and forth. But, excuse me, every Friday for the last like couple of few weeks, months, I don't know, whatever. I have this distinct desire to just blow up their account. Just keep tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it. So I'm having a come to Shakira moment today. I just took a walk, got myself a little bit of a frappy frap, and just had a conversation with myself. Like, what am I here for? There's that image out in on the internet. It's about so the image basically shows like a person who's digging, right? He's in a mine and he's digging towards diamonds, right? And then it's such a long slog getting to the diamonds. And when he's like almost there, he gives up and walks away. And then the second half of the image is him walking away, and the diamond is like right there. Just if you just pushed a little bit more. So every time I look at that, I think to myself, not gonna stop, not giving up, not gonna just invest all this time and effort and not get to where I want to be. But everything throughout this process has had its own little hurdles, right? And I did another video about the hurdles and which one I'm at, which right now is more about being able to, it's twofold really. Hang out to my take profit and let the trade play out, let the good trades play out to either my stop loss or my TP. Because I have a bad habit of my first or second trade being the perfect, and then as soon as I get spooked by a candle, I'm like, I'm gonna get out. And then it does exactly what I set it up for. So I'm at that hurdle right now. And I'm also sitting around thinking about what happens on Fridays. Just trying to analyze and like focus on the feeling that I get on Fridays where, I just get so frustrated and I just keep tapping and tapping and tapping. And let me know down in the comments if you've experienced this, right? So like this week I was up about 13, 15 on the week. And for the first time in all these weeks of just blowing up my profits, I'm finally left with like 4 something of the 13, 15. So I'm ending the week in a profit, but not where it should be. And also just not following the process on Fridays. So I'm going to be a lot more particular on Fridays. And maybe, I don't know, maybe at the beginning I just won't trade on Fridays just to not have that moment, not have that feeling. Anyway, I've rambled on about that. So what I'm doing right now is I'm looking to take a look at I'm trying to decide if it would make sense for me to start this coming week adding the expected commissions from AMP futures. So I'm looking at what they are and I'm trying to decide between trading the micros where I can like still trade one contract but at 10 micros, right? And take profit at 5 and then let the other 5, play out and see what that would look like. So we're going to test that out. And we're going to I have the AMP futures costs up that I wanted to take a look at and just, add some calculations. So I'm wondering if trading the micros versus the minis would be more advantageous cost-wise, as you know, as you as you take partials throughout the trade. Anyway, so let's get on with that. Let's get Tanny. I tried to entice Kitty to come down here, but he is firmly entrenched on his couch, napping. All right, so taking a look at I'm trying to get the all-in cost calculator. They've done all the math for you, blah, blah, blah. So, which data feed? I assume CQG because I believe the TT doesn't have the platform I can use, and neither does Rhythmic either. So I really just have the one option. So CQG with TradingView, and I'm using Premium, and I don't need to select this because I had a question for AM Futures customer service. I was asking, like, so if I already have a TradingView account, then I would just log in through AMP to my TradingView, and then I wouldn't get the monthly cost. So right now it would just be this 10 cents right here. So apparently, unlike other brokers that separate commission from all other fees such as exchange, NFA, platform, and routing fees, AMP has combined all the fees into this simple, easy-to-use exact cost calculator. This will be the total, all fees included cost you will see on your AMP trading statement. Okay. So 10 cents here per contract side paid from AMP trading account. So 10 cents for that, the trade route. And then so I'm looking to fund myself. So do the flat rate and see what that looks like. And then I'll pull up my trusty calculator. All right. So if we're to do, so I'm mainly trading in NASDAQ, right? So it would be, so the full round turn would be 390. So I just don't understand what the difference is per side round turns. If I buy one, 195 is the cost. And then if I sell it, complete 390. I do believe that's, again, pulling up my trusty calculator because my brain does not, times 2. Okay, so it's like 5 cents off for that. So that's one contract. So like 390 for each, if when I buy it and then when I sell it back, whatever. When I enter the trade and when I close the trade is what I understand there. And then the mini right here is 120 round trip. So my question becomes, is it 120 round trip per contract? That's what I assume, right? So if I do 120 times 10, it's like $12, right? You know what I'm saying? Versus one contract is 390 round trip. So it almost seems like fees wise, if I'm understanding it correctly, that is the e-mini is like more cost effective per contract, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so if I were to like drop less money in there, it would be okay. So for less than 1,000 contracts, see, that's what I'm trying to understand. Per side? What does that mean per side? Maybe there's answers down here. Does that include monthly platform or monthly exchange data fees? Those separate depicts are quoted on per contract per side basis. Yeah, right. Per contract per side basis. Rates apply to self-directed online trader accounts. Volume tiers are applied based on monthly cumulative trade volume summed across all futures at the time of the trade. Only contracts that are traded with while under the volume tiered will count towards the monthly volume. Commissions, clearing, exchange, and regular fees apply to all order types. All commission and fees are charged in the currency of the traded product. So we'd have to look at the fee schedule. Okay, so let's go back up here and see if that changes anything down here. Commission rates depicted in the table above are quoted on a per contract per side basis. Yeah, so per contract, so that's one contract, $1.95, and I assume round term is, each side. And then, wow, that's that makes trading multiple minis, if I'm looking at this correctly, not as cost effective. So NQ, so 60 cent a side, $1.20 per side. Okay, so let's do this, right? Let's do some testing with $1.95 as the fees on TradingView. And let's switch our view here. Let's switch over. So $1.95. All right. Can I set to include commission? So since it's going to be fixed, $1.95 per side. Save. Okay. So commission's $1.95 per side per thing. So next week, oh, and I started off talking about how I just kept blowing things up. Would you believe this $15 contract, like, rolled over 500 and I still let it come back and just took $15? Are we serious right now? Ridiculous. Just ridiculous. But look at how many I took Friday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my goodness. Oh, let's maximize that so we can see the pain of silliness here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. What's the average for the rest of the week? One on Monday. 1, 2, 3 on Tuesday. I took 2 losses, so I stopped. I took too many on Wednesday. Took a $65 loss, then, covered, took a loss, took a loss, took a loss, took a loss. Still too many trades on the first here. And then at 2 o'clock, took 480. How many trades is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What? Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's even worse on Wednesday. Some in the morning and then one in the afternoon. Even worse. This is not what I want to see. I want to see what happened at the beginning of the week. One trade here, one trade there. And then look at that. That one trade got me to 26,195. I wonder if the deer are walking. I can't see. So until I can fix this bad habit, I need to have better rules for what I'm doing. Anyway, just clean this up. Let's take a look at what's been going on. So monthly, we're coming up on the top of the monthly BISI, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, which is really close to the midpoint of this wick right here. See what they do. I do believe the seasonal tendency is for a bit of an upswing going into the holidays for November. And then, oh, hang on, I'm curious. Is there a deer back there? It might be. I can hear them walking around, can almost see them. There's a family of deer that sometimes come over here to feed and stuff and eat the grass, and they're really cute. Like so cute. My goodness, the cuteness is real, y'all. All right, let's do some backtesting on NQ. Let's look at the weekly. So in my mind, I'm expecting at minimum this high to get taken out. And then if they're going to continue upward, they turn this SIBI into support, blow through it, tap the top of it, continue to take this out at minimum, Otherwise, we're just coming back up to, hang out inside of this order block. And then there's also the mean threshold of the order block to be considered, which is right at the top of this thing too. So anything's possible. All right, let's do some back testing. All right, let's take a look at Wednesday where I was just acting the fool. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, man, they're loud. Like the little babies are growing up so fast over here. Anyway, let's hit the replay button. Assume that's Wednesday. Let's drop to 1 hour. And let's head back to the morning session. Okay. All right, let's take a look at what's been going on. So, we had this area of volume imbalance. I'm just go back to the daily here. I know. Does that reset it? No, it just tells us too much crap. All right, so we have these relative equal highs up here. What's that? That's a New York high. Let's see. This is the PM session high. So like the ultimate buy side's up here, I think. But low-hanging fruit would be here, I think. Then we have all of this. There's this short-term low, short-term high up here too. So things to consider. All right. What's above it? We do have inside of this general vicinity here a sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. We gotta we're gonna train ourselves to be a lot more chill. Okay. So what have we done at the beginning of this, right? So the AM session, where do we start our day? Tuesday, it's like Wednesday. All right, so we have midnight opening price right here approximately. Let's take a look. It's 1 o'clock. There it is. So here, midnight opening price for Wednesday, 9 o'clock. What did we do? That's the Tuesday lows. Where's the so we had buy side right here, which is the previous day's PM highs. Okay. And we took out this buy side here, dug into this order block right here. Low, lower low, traded through. So technically we're inside of a breaker right here. Anyway, let's drop down to a 15-minute. And let's see what we got. So 8:45. Let's go. I'm just gonna wait. 9 o'clock. And I don't know if there's any news last Wednesday. Oh, 10 o'clock news. Okay. Oh, and FOMC. That's why Wednesday was just so dangerous. So maybe we'll just wait for, what's that? 9:45. Okay. Let's go to the 1 hour here. And what's up here? It's the smallest fair value gap right there on the 1 hour. Just curious about this, that guy, they blow through, acted as resistance, and then continued on down. We've just hit it, so we'll see what we do. Let's drop to a 5-minute. What am I hoping for? So we've rolled up past that area here, made another one here, 9:40. See what 10 o'clock breaks, eh? So we're finding some support here. It's 1 minute. All right. What am I looking for? This is the question I have to ask myself. 9:55, coming back down here. One thing I'm gonna need to, come on, don't tell me stuff. So I'm gonna note this bullish order block here on the 5 minutes, right? And mostly down to that wick. I don't want it to pass that wick. There's also a fair value gap right here that I'd like to see them not bypass. Okay, so in terms of so it's right there, and I just had a conversation with myself, like I need to be comfortable, say the top of that wick, maybe right at the bottom of that, with about an 80 tick stop. This doesn't require it, so let's do that. Now there's always a possibility, so as we're going up, right, there's a fair value gap right here. They already tapped into it and went, so I wouldn't want them to come back down this way. So my general desire would be for them to come back down and give us something around there. Okay, let's see. So as fair value gaps go, this is the only one. So let's go back to the 1 minute where we would be watching this. The probability of a turnaround here as well would also give us a potential for a short right into where we want to go long. Over. Just go to the midpoint of that. So the other opportunity is, see how it's wicking away from the base of that? We could drop down to the 30-second there and see what we've been doing. So this guy gave us something. What would that look like? Maybe we could get like a quick short. So I want to get over the highest candle here without too much drama, and maybe get 100 ticks below here, something like that. And, the opportunity for that was here. So not chasing price, but that could have been another, option. The other thing is we do have a fair value gap here, and now we have this one right here with this order block. So that could be acting as an inversion fair value gap. That could also give us an opportunity to go short as well in here with this, so something like this. And then maybe get 100 ticks to go on there. I don't know. Let's see. Ooh, that's ugly. But that's why you don't chase price, right? I don't like that. Oh, right. There was news at 10 o'clock. There's news at 10 o'clock. So that's why we didn't take anything. Forgot about that. All right. So there's news at 10 o'clock. We got rejected quite resoundingly. But the bodies in this thing are still below this. So I think it would be relatively, reasonable to take a short from here, as long as it stays below. So 10:01, just gonna wait, get it rejected. Okay. Oh, this is the 30 seconds, sorry. So we're just gonna watch this foolishness. So I had a shift, came back up, and we're still getting rejected from this guy. And sometimes when I'm looking at these things, I get sort of like distracted. So I'm just gonna wait. So that's a shift right there. A nice juicy one. And let's see what they do when I get in here, because we want to go long. Ultimately, that's what we want to do, right? So they tap the order block. Okay. And I think they just gave whoever an opportunity to go short here. All right. The behavior. Okay. But look at the bodies. Like the wicks are coming in, but the bodies aren't trying to get in here. So let's look at the 5 minute. Like the bodies are what's telling me that potentially we're gonna go up. And I hate when it does that. So with the bodies like that, maybe at the next up close candle, because it could be a sweep, right? I don't know, something a little bit more. See what that was, because we're looking for something down here. And what time is it? Gotta remember time. So I'm just gonna wait. It says on the 5 minute, we've tapped into the top of these. Okay. So that's a good. That looks good, but we haven't taken this high out. So what time is it? So the general idea was correct. 4, 3, 2. I hate when they give away things. That's why nothing beats like testing things on live price action to see if it's going to work. So we had we had a shift down here, and then we had these candles basically telling you they're going to go up, right? And these candles are telling us they're going down. We need to close above here, I think, for proper confirmation. So there it is. What time is it? 10:20. Okay. So I think my general idea of, so now we have a low, lower low, trade it through. So we have, I'm gonna say this up close candle. Well, this is a breaker, I think. I'm gonna use the topmost one as a bullish breaker. And we have a fair value gap down here. I want to see if maybe they want to come back down to give folks a chance. And they might not. Looks like we would have missed the boat there. This was the area where the entry would have been. So let's look at it on the 30 seconds and see. So once we tapped in here, we got a up close candle. Yeah. Nothing on the 30, 15 maybe. Oh, we had this guy. But I was looking for them to come tap this. They didn't. Yeah, so. All right, so that's fine. So at this point, they've run away from wherever it is that I want them to go to. My next area of interest is all the way up here. And maybe this can turn into support, potentially. They're not going to come back down. Let's see. So there's the potential for, what time is it? 10:25, right? So I don't think I would actually take this, if I'm being honest with you, because we've left it. So I want to come back in and then have it show some desire to continue up so I can grab, something juicy. Because we've left this area. Let's see. So it's okay for them to come back down. There's a fair value gap right here. It's acting as resistance. And I don't want it to get past the midpoint of this. I want it to stay above 0.25 or whatever. Because my expectation is that they're going to come back down and use one of these fair value gaps. See what it looks like on the 5-minute, right? So, yeah. See how much of this fair value gap they're going to want to like dig back down into. So I'm going to wait. And see. Okay, we came back up here. So I'm going to buy right there just because the behavior, I could be wrong. I should have waited. So per my discussion with myself, I should be okay to sit around with 80 tick stop to give me some room on the NASDAQ. And I'm just looking at the way the candles are forming, and we're starting to use this as support. So, I'm looking for them to come up here perhaps. But I don't want them to meander around too much in this general vicinity. Okay. Okay. Don't like that at all. That looks that doesn't look very, very nice. And honestly, once they made this move here, I probably would have put my stop there. So I'm gonna flatten and take that 30. Let's look at the 5-minute. And I'd said I wanted them to come deeper into this. So maybe take these lows out and then give us something else to work with. Okay. So let's see if there's an up close candle. All right, let's go to the 30 seconds here and see if they give us anything juicy to work with. Okay, did I miss something in here? There's this guy right here. I wanted a fair value gap up close, so that's nothing. That's why we gotta wait. If we don't see what we will want, then we just have to just wait. So we're seeing higher traded through, and they gave us some resistance here. So maybe this is like a continuation down. So I'm just gonna wait. All right, so we roll back up. Still inside of this thing though, so don't trust it. It's just looks like it's just continuing down. Now, right now we are at what time is it? 10:59, so I couldn't be taking anything anywhere. But general idea would be higher traded through. So we have bearish breaker right here. So they might, continue down at this point. Come back up into this to drop back down. Like a sweep. That looks, see the 5-minute there. Sorry. Because that's what it felt like. Like it was a shift to go back down at that point. So on the 5-minute, it looks bearish. On the 15-minute, just looks like a return into the fair value gap. Might drop back down to here. Let me put I like to put a little cloud on the little blue cloud on the order block as a potential area of interest. So we've had a sweep into this guy. We've shown a willingness to come back in and support here. So let's see what we get. We got a fair value gap right here. So maybe we can Let's do that. And maybe we can get a short back into this order block or something. I don't know. Okay, and then we have this fair value gap. See if they'll let us come back into that. They do not. So we wouldn't have gotten that one. We would have had to enter here when it got back in there. So now we're just gonna wait. Higher, traded through. So I should get comfortable with taking an entry because they've taken a lot of stuff. Where did they come into this? 0.79? So I just need to get comfortable with when I see what I need to see, then take it because, you know, if I like that and 40 tick stop above that, not bad, then I could have gotten like just into that 177 or down here. So I don't know if they go that way. And look at that. All that come up to come back down. Okay. Something I need to work on is, what's that look like? So what time is it? So looking at lunchtime and we're coming back up on the 1 minute breaker. It's the 1 hour. I mean, still looking pretty bullish. We have all of this up here to play with. So we'll have to see. Should have been comfortable with taking a short from up here. Still not comfortable with those types of shifts and then return back up, especially in a bullish place. And I want to take a short there. I want to take the long down here. So I'm going to delete that. So what do we have? So on the 5 minute, we have, well, 15 actually. We have this wick and the base of this fair value gap. So let's see what we got. So now, what time is it? 11:30. So maybe the lunchtime run. Two places they could go. All the way back down here. Take that and go back down to here. Or they could continue their upward trend. Now we've just made a higher low right here. I'd like to see take that out before I do anything else. Okay. And that's why, because, all right, it came into the top of this thing. Now, potentially, we could look for a long. Maybe we get some lunchtime. Oops, meant to go on to 30 seconds. What do we have down here? We had this. Looks beautiful for a long position with not even, we'll have to worry about, those are the best entries, like the ones that look, and just, aim for the top of that, whatever, something like that. And it gives you the entry immediately like that. That's my favorite. The other option would be to see if they come back this way, and then I have to like reach that out. So, see. So let's buy there, assuming that it gives it to me. So pretty soon after this happens, I need to see it like move up. Let's go back to the 1 minute. So my preferred entry is down here. And it looks like it's on the 1 minute gives us another opportunity there. And there's an option here, here, here. So let's see what we get. Let's watch these candles. I don't really like the behavior. I need it to, all right, so we've gone up 300, we've taken this high out, which means that my stop can get moved to just under here. So now I'm risking, small amounts. or 310 up. Let's see what we're gonna do. See that I want to see them just blow through that. No, no muss, no fuss. All right. So what are we looking at? And let's look at the 2 minute. See what we have. So we have this candle that we just left. Order block, shift, low, lower low, traded through. So we do have a breaker right here. So let's see how they behave inside of it. And I want to see a turnaround, a continuation back up from here. Okay. So I need some gusto with that turn. All right, so we've left that space. So my stop now will get moved right onto here. My stop loss right there. And now let's see how they behave inside of this space right here. So I don't want to see any rejection. I want to see it just plow through it. Like that. That looks good. Now I want it to act as resistance or support, sorry, and keep us going in the right direction. I didn't really see that. So let's see what we do right along here with this order block right down here. Actually, sorry, this base one at the bottom, not that first one. I want this one to act as a breakaway gap. So I like that reaction. Acting as support. All right. It's more like it. I don't like that. Still respecting it. My stop is still where it is. All right. It's all about the bodies of the candles. The wicks can do some damage, but the bodies are above it. Oops, sorry. It's even better. The bodies are above it, so I'm still bullish on this. So let's see if we can't get past this. I don't like that. That's the fact that this is acting as resistance doesn't make it feel very good to me. So it feels like I'm gonna have to just take that going about my business. Let's switch up to 5 minute and see what we're working with here. So let's take that and be okay. Still feeling bullish, but I wanted to get above here, turn that into support and continue that way. It's Wednesday, so we're gonna like not do anything else. Take our 220 and wait until after FOMC. Okay. So, all right. So we have, what is it? 5 minutes, 15. So 12:15. Okay, so I didn't do anything. 12:30, 12:45, 1 o'clock, 1:15, 1:30. All right. It's 2 o'clock, 2:15, 2:30. Okay. So what have we done? All right. So let's drop to 5 minutes, 2:30. I really, really like how it's respecting this area. So I'm looking for an opportunity to go long here because of, look at it, it's beautiful. So let's go to the 30 seconds. We have a green candle right there, and by some miracle, we have a fair value gap. So I'm gonna buy right here. So I'm gonna buy right here, and we have, dang, gotta have like this terrible stop. And then we're gonna reach up this way, see if we can get above those highs. Let's see what we get. Oof. Okay. Need to see it take over that high right there. Take that out. Let's see. Oof. Oof. That's ugly. So I have an 80 tick stop set here, which is, and I should have waited a few minutes after 2:30, if I'm being honest. Because look at that, right? My stop need to be below this low. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna flatten and let's assume I took a loss there. So we're gonna wait, see what we get here. Right there is where I want to entry right there. See if it gives us something like that. So what I'm finding is that they do like to fill the whole of it in sometimes, but my stop would have had to be so much more. All right, so we've taken this high out. We haven't taken this low out. And now we have, don't know if they'll give us the opportunity, but I would have to do this and then be okay with my stop below there. And then this would, in my mind, need to be a breakaway gap. But let's see what they do. They roll down into it, and let's see how deep they want to go into it before I actually take something. If we turn immediately, like right there. Okay, so I'll buy there with the hopes that they're not planning to continue down. So I could be wrong, obviously. If we take this high out, should be okay. Nice. So that was my confirmation. Like, come down in here and then give me something to go back up. Beautiful. And now we're gonna go for this high up here. Let's see. Need this to turn into support, not resistance. Very good. Once we get up there, we'll close up shop. There. Okay. Come on. Beautiful. Flatten. Okay, so let's look at that. So 230, we ran up, we came down. My first entry was okay, but I needed to have taken into account the order block down here and the base of this. So my stop should have been down here, so I shouldn't have had to take two entries, just the one. So if I'd said this, that's 100. So I wanted an 80 tick stop from that area with aiming just to take that up. I mean, I would have had to sit through some drawdown, but I wouldn't have been stopped out if I considered the combination between the two. Okay. And then this probably goes up higher. I obviously starts digging in further nicely, but that's all right. Okay. So yeah, I should have taken into account that whole other area up there. They make it all the way up there that same day. In the evening. By 4 o'clock, they were just above at the top of this. Nice. All right, so Thursday, I was out helping my mom, appointments, but I saw lots of juicy potential entries on Thursday. So let's move the needle forward. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Okay, so what are we looking for? We're obviously rolling to do some stuff. So we're some buy side right here. Where is it? Right there. We also have, hey, sorry, troll. Okay. We also have some juicy buy side up here. Let's look at it on the 4-hour. Okay. There's a lot going on up here. The volume imbalance that was holding price down. So let me note that as a potential area of interest. So per ICT, I didn't trade on Thursday. So this volume imbalance right here the bodies of the candles are hanging out inside of it. So, all right. So, all right. So we just took out, what time is it? 8. Let's drop to a 15-minute. And was there any news on Thursday? We had 8:30. Anything at 10? Okay, so we should be good. Whoops. Do that. So 9 o'clock minute. So I would be interested, now that we've closed a few candles above here, in a quick short from here, right? Look at all this grossness. Ew. Nothing, nothing. So I would be interested in a short. I mean, we're obviously very bullish. Let's say something right there. That doesn't look too bad. And then maybe we can catch 100 ticks in the opposite direction. Like so. Something like that. So let's see. No opportunity. Okay. So on the 1 minute, what does this look like? We have, let's see why we wouldn't come back up a bit. Let's see. Fair value gap here is, okay. I like the wicking back down here. So I might 30 seconds. And if we get a down close candle, okay, we sell there. It's not ideal, but we're going to use that as our confirmation. It's a nice continuation down. Let's see if we can get below these lows. See. All right. I don't want any respect of this. I don't like that very much. Okay, good. All right. Lovely, lovely. So from here, it's not an ideal entry, but on the 1 minute we've been going up so far, maybe we can finish cleaning that up. My stop would be right about there, approximately. Probably not the best place since we barely moved it, so maybe not there, but here. Let's continue down and see how we behave when we get here. I don't want too much retracement. I want to see if this can hold the price. I like that. Let's continue. I don't like that. I like that. Okay, good. Let's continue down. At this point, I can move to my stop to about here. Okay. Lovely. I'm putting my stop right there. And where is 100? Let's see if we can get past this low right here. Thinking about what it wants to do, coming back up. So my stop's there. I'm just gonna chill. Can we clear that low? We can. We did clear it right there. I'm gonna leave my stop where it is. Time is it? 9:27. Almost. And stopped out with that one. So I'll just flatten. So I'd be stopped out there. Didn't quite make it there, but looks like the next candle would have taken care of it. So that's fine. So that's Thursday. So we're at this order block right here on the 5 minutes. Okay, 15. So on the 15-minute, we'd be looking at this BISI to see if it's going to hold price up along with this wick. Not the whole body for me, just the wick. I want to see what it does with the wick. Let's drop back. On what time is it? 9:30. Okay, so let's see what we do. Ah, beautiful. So It is 9:30. We got all this up here to play with potentially. Should be in the sun. It's a little cool. I'm just curious to see if my 30-second thing would have given me what I needed. Yeah, right here, actually. Look at that. Let's see if I had said, because we have that, stop below that. At minimum, maybe we can see them come up to here. I don't know. It's a lot of ticks. You have to manage it. In any case, see what 10 o'clock brings us. This is acting as support. Maybe we'll come back down. Didn't quite take that. This fair value gap, 941. Let's just wait. Right, 9. So I like the behavior. It's it's respecting this fair value gap and the order block right here. So 945. Just gotta wait. It's a strong down candle, so just gotta wait. So this could be a sweep. See what this up close candle does for us. This got nothing so far. Got this. Let's see what that looks like. The assumption that they'll come back down, stop below there, and now we're expecting them to run up. So let's see. Got a down close candle. Let's buy. And now we need it to leave this area relatively quickly here. But look, they actually tapped it again, right? And now we need to leave the area. Like just take off. This behavior is not super exciting for me. Let's go to the 1 minute, see how that's forming up. So, entry there. That wick down there, we're still respecting this, so I'm still bullish. It's just Thursday and mean. Got the bodies still going up when yeah. So it's either a sweep to come back down and still respecting it. Still want to be long in here. But all those down close candles, look at the bodies. They're still inside of this thing. Potential for them to try and kick me out is not to be denied. Look at that one. I don't like it. Okay. So just gonna have to wait and see if we're gonna get taken out. And yep, right there. So flatten that. So look at the 5 minute. Oops. So the wicking down was somewhat of a telling scenario for me. So, all right. So what are we doing here? Don't I hate when it does that. So I want to be long, obviously, but 10 o'clock. All right. So 10 o'clock. Let's see if we can't turn this 5 minute fair value gap into support. Down to the 5 minutes. It's 10 o'clock. 10:10. I think it's just a sweep. Sorry, just a minute. Sorry there. So once we swept that, we should have come in here to see what we had. Sometimes check the 15 seconds because it might have been in there. No. No. Okay. Let's come back to that. Let's plug this back in. My fingers are cold in the shade. All right, so let's go back to our 1 minute. So what have we got in this general vicinity? Look at the 5 minute. I want to see what we're respecting. So we do have this guy. Right. Got that order block because we left it. And sorry, the fair value gap right here on the 5 minutes. Right there. And it's just been an uptrend. So I feel like we just came down to take some folks out right there. And I'd like to see some support right in here. How far down can they come? Take that. Okay, so just gonna wait. All right. It's like we're showing like we're gonna go continue up. And they did turn this into support. Let's see. The general idea I need to get comfortable with is once they do that, I should feel comfortable taking the long from here if they tap it again to go, that way. So this would have been one of those I might have missed. All right. So they came back down. I don't know how much more they want to come back down. Green candle. I'm just going to go 30 seconds in here. And there's this little guy right there. Maybe we get an entry there. Maybe we don't. They don't always come back, right? So this entry with a stop below this should have been more than enough to get us to where we wanted to go. And I just need to start trusting the analysis, right? They left the area, they came back, they tapped it, took off. There might be another opportunity in here. I don't know. For them to come back down this way. Because I want to be chasing price, right? Like at this point, I'm expecting these highs to get taken out at minimum and maybe riding up into that. Do we get that? What time is it? Time and price. It's 10:30, right? So on the 5 minute, don't give anything away. So we have a sweep here coming up. We took that high out. And all right, still bullish. It's a Thursday before FOM non-farm payroll. So maybe we look for this high to get taken out and just be happy. Done. Keep it simple, right? And if they come back down, I need to my toes are freezing. And then if they come back down and take these lows out, then, that tells me some stuff. So that would have been one setup right there with a stop under there just to see if we could get that. So now we're watching to see what they do inside of this. I'm really expecting them to come back down to this one because the order blocks are here. And then respect that. So as an example, we not necessarily buy there, but the general idea is that it tells me they're going to continue upwards. Took the high out, go. And then, so the entry would have been like for them to tap the top of this with a stop below here for that one. So something to the effect of, if they tap that, then I'd want a stop below that candle for them to come take these highs out right now. Those highs out right there. So something like that. Right. So let's see, 160 ticks. Can we get 162 ticks? Let's see. back down, and there we go. And we'd get that right there. So if I'm willing to do 80 ticks, stop, just looking for 1 to 2 if I can get away with it. That would have been the Thursday. So it's like 15 minutes. And take that off. So I gotta be strategic. So very strategic. All right, let's go to non-farm payroll. Let's do the 4-hour, and let's get to the next day. Thursday, 2 o'clock. Thursday. Friday. Okay. Let's go to the 1 hour. And we just blew through that, whatever that is, right? So times it. All right, so non-farm payroll, 8 o'clock, 8:30. Let's go to 15. So we ran up for non-farm payroll. And so we had some news at 10 o'clock as well after that. So 9:45. So wait for 10 o'clock. All right, so it's dropped to 55 minutes. So let's go back to 15. And we've just taken this high out. What else we got? I'm gonna leave that one there. So if we're gonna go higher, we have this high here. And then for lows, zoom in here. We could take that out and then dig further in. So let me just note sell side. Just keep it simple. Try and keep it simple, stupid. So sell side liquidity right there. So potential would be on the 15-minute for them to come back into this, find support, order block. Let's see. Base of this, high of that. If we're going to continue up, they'll come to this general vicinity to return and not make a lower low. So on the other hand, let's see what they do. So it's now 10 o'clock. We made a shallow run through there. We do have this order block where they just kind of ran away. So this would be the area of interest for me. So I'm just going to get my blue shaded here. And it is right smack dab. So something in this general vicinity would be a nice entry. So let's see what we do. So it's 10:10. Oops. So we should have dropped to 1 minute. Sorry about that. So we had a sweep in here. I used it as support. Did they give us any opportunities? Yes, but they didn't come back down into it. So let's wait. Okay, we had a nice rejection. No, we're coming back up here. But I want them to dig deeper this way. Okay. Fair value gap. Swift. Rejection from here. I should feel comfortable buying right there with a stop below here. So let's see. We don't. Okay. That's not looking real good. But stop below here. All right. So my original thought, let's flatten that. So my original thought of them coming into this area right here and giving us an opportunity for a buy was correct. So let's see. We're right where we want to be. Stop low here. Okay. All right. Let's let that run. We need to get up out of here. It's not looking very... Need to get up over there. Good. Let's continue. Use it as support. Continue on up. Bodies are staying inside of this thing. Not my favorite. Coming back down. This fair value gap right here needs to hold it up. It's not looking We need to leave this area. Okay, that looks better. So this point, my stop would be about there. And just start to manage it. This should act as support. So this would be a second area to like pyramid one more in if I was going to do it. All right, so I would be stopped out there. So I'm just going to flatten. Let's go to the 5 minutes and let's take a look. So we are staying at the halfway point here. I like that. I want to see some desire to leave this area. And look at that next candle. That did it for us, right? So any opportunity to smack it here one more time would be a good time to go back in. Because we have a low, lower low, traded through. So we have a breaker right here. So my preference would be for them to return to the breaker, fair value gap right here, leave this one open, and then go. So I'm trying to like marry myself to the fact that, okay, so there we go. So I'm going to buy right there. And my stop would be below the breaker. Well, maybe not the breaker, but below this low. And it came into this order block, so entry's too early for sure. Okay, so perhaps I should have waited, just like I did before, waited for them to come into the breaker, give me an up close candle, and buy there. Let's see. Would that have worked better? Yeah, it would have. Lots of thinking about itself in the breaker, and now we're finally moving away. So this is what I need to remember. Like, okay, I have the breaker, wait for them to come in, give me an up close candle as an indication that they're continuing upward. Then 30 seconds, they came back into this one. Yep. And then where are we going? So let's see if we can get up there. And let's go up. Okay, there's an area that it wouldn't be remiss for it to pause. This fair value gap looks like it wants to hold things up, so let's fly above that. There we go. All right, so this point, my stop would be just below here. And I'm looking to see for this wick, are they past midpoint? We're just about at midpoint, so we'll watch them. Like we're moving up nicely. Good, good. Where are we trying to go is the question. Oh, right. See, get up there. I want this to act as support along with this candle right here. Let's see if we get that. Let's leave it with some gusto. Don't hang out, be besties with it. Zoom in. So at this point, this high would be what I'd like to get out at. See if we can't get there. They do love a good sweep. Give me an up close candle. Nice. Okay. Let's continue up. Let's get up there. Let's. Okay, so at this point, my stop would be right here. So bare minimum, be trying to get out here. All right, take that high. Coming in. Nice, right there. So I'd flatten. And I'll take that. Okay, so things to note with the breakers. Wait for them to come back into it. Give me an up close candle, then take the entry there, and then stop below the low that was formed there. Should be good. That looked like about 60 tick stop. Ugh, it's gross. To make our way to there. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Okay, let's go to 15 minutes. And okay, just get rid of all the things that I'm using to frame the entry. What time is it? 12:15. Okay. So let's see what the PM session has for us. It's 1:45. Okay, so 5 minutes in. 1:45. We haven't gotten up here. We made a higher low here. So my general desire for an entry would be, let's see, something about like that, just to go that way. Let's see. And what is holding things up? There's some tiny fair value gap right here, here. Uh, let's see if this small little Sibby can do anything for us. The tiniest of Sibbies. Now this down close candle is the order block, so let's see if this is on a 5 minute too. Let's see if this can hold things up. Not, and fair value gap right there. Let's drop to 1 minute. All right, so when it dropped down, what time is it? 1:45. Oh, it's supposed to be back at 1:45, like right about here. This is when I'm start looking for things. Let's get that out of the way. All right, so what do we have? We have a drop down, an up close candle. Let's go 30 seconds. Do we get anything juicy down here? No. Okay, so we just dropped. There's this right here. What would that look like? If I set that, stop below here, it's not bad. And then we could slowly reach up for that. Right there. Okay. So let's see, that's what we've been waiting for. And take that out. We've been reaching up, so any drop is suspect. Okay, so let's assume that's the case. Let's buy there. If we're reaching up, we haven't made it there. Any drop is suspect. So that way, I like the wicking going up. Stay inside of this order block. Okay, so for me, we need to take these highs out to feel somewhat comfortable. And this one. Okay. So one thing to note is this Sibby turned into support. Another opportunity for entry right there, I think. But stop definitely needs to be below this low. So I could be super conservative and, go for the low-hanging fruit right here. And let's see. Okay. So we hit it. And we're right at it. And I could just be like, flatten. Just be done. Just take the low-hanging fruit. Doesn't matter if it's going higher, which it does. And the other thing is, like, when it hits a high like this, it does like to maybe give us an opportunity for a quick short, right? Back down into, like, say, right, that. So I don't know if it's worth it. If it gives us the chance. So it just drops back down. It doesn't give us the opportunity. So when that happens, just leave it alone. So let's go back up to the 5 minutes. What do we look like? Well, what are we doing with ourselves? 15? 15 says we are going up. All right, so we took that out. 15 says we're continuing upwards. So what do we have? We have, I'm going to use this wick on the 15-minute as my point of interest, along with the 15-minute Bissy that I'd like to, use as support. And I should have kept my long entry from here. So we've got a shift, got a low, lower low, traded through. So we have a breaker right here too. So how low can we retrace back in here? And play with my emotions. So we're about here. All right, so let's see. Let's drop to the 1 minute. And I want this to act as resistance in here. So let's see what they do. Okay, so my general desire is for them to not minimum come back here, and that be it. Okay, up close candle, nice spot. See if they give us anything, maybe an entry right here. Stop would still need to be below here because be late. Okay, I wouldn't be re-entering. I would just take my money and go on about my business. But this acting as support is very nice. Low, lower low, trade it through, breaker right here. Could come back down and give us something to continue back up. If that's the case, that's the breaker. We'll see what they do when they come into the breaker. They give you an up close candle when they drop below here. Then maybe if I follow the breaker thing, then, they should continue upwards from that point. Look at that. Let's see. At this point, we're just gonna expect it to continue on up. Let's go to the 1 minute. So my stop would be below this because they dropped into the breaker and gave me an up close candle. So we're testing that theory out. So stop below the breaker here. That's okay. Work with a little heat. I want this to be a breakaway gap, and this one to be the one they work inside of. And turn around. Okay. IO Fed entry there. Continue back up. I don't like the lower low. Accumulation. That is good. We'll get out here. I think I need to go back inside. So in terms of where my stop is, right now I'm going to put it at break, just a little bit above break even, because this is a breakaway gap as far as I'm concerned. So stop loss. And expect it to continue grinding upwards at this point. So I stop right there now. And going up. All right. All right. Just a slow grind up. Take that high. All right, we're just about 100 ticks or so. Well, this rate, be slowly trailing the stop up. See here. We need to break this high. That one didn't break it. That one did. So now I'd be right here. And that would be me right there. Okay, so what I'm finding with the breaker is I need to let it roll into the breaker, show me its plan, give me an up close candle, and then enter from there and then stop below the low. Okay. That's not bad. All right. I'm gonna go watch something. Right. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna take a break now and enjoy the rest of my Sunday. Oh, I forgot my frap. My hands are cold. Mm. So my goal when I start trading is to have to make 25 a week, you know, to start. And then I can start to once I get to about 40K on the account, then I'll add a second contract and then, you know, keep being strategic about it. In any case, happy Sunday. Be safe. I need to go stand in the sun for a bit. Cold. Enjoy yourselves. Shakira, out.